Bismillah. Just a quick reminder, inshallah, on a Sunday. I'll talk about some facts, and then I'll talk about announcement for something that's happening next week, and I'll also talk about a rule. It's an Islamic rule that I just want to share with you, inshallah. Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. So, facts is today is Sunday, alhamdulillah, that's a fact, right? And a fact also that we are finishing the month of the Hijjah, that is also a fact. And a fact also that we are in the day of the 28th of the month of the Hijjah. And what is the month of the Hijjah? It is the last month of our Muslim calendar. The year of 1444, this Hijrah year, is about to be closed, is about to be over. In case if you're not aware of it, also a fact, last Jum'ah, last Friday that you prayed 2 days ago, alhamdulillah, that we happened to witness 2 days ago, was your last Friday of this year of 1444 of this Hijrah year. Whatever that means, if it means something to you, or if maybe it does not mean something to you, but we happen to be alive, alhamdulillah, and we happen to witness and almost about to close that 1444 year. And we're about to approach, to start another year, the year of 1445, the Hijrah year, with another month, another Muslim calendar month, the month of Muharram, and approaching the month of Muharram, there is also a fact that there is the Tasu'a, the Ashura, the 9th and the 10th days of the month of Muharram, and open days for volunteer fasting, for those who would like to fast, the 10th only, or the adding the 9th and the 10th, or some of us will do 9, 10, and 11. And these are just facts that I'm just sharing with you because it's something that's been happening in the last few days. Which also means what? Means Ramadan of the 1444 is also over. Those days don't come back, right? There's no day that we finish, that we live, will come back. It might be another Friday, at least inshallah bi'unillah for some of us, but this particular Friday, that last Friday of the month of Dhul Hijjah, or the one before that we witnessed prior in this year, they don't come back, right? And I'm saying this because we need to use our time wisely, as much as you can. And you need to have a stop with yourself. And I call it self-assessment. So if you in the job market, and I'm assuming we all are in the job market, especially when you're working for somebody, if you have an employer, if you have a person that was hiring you, what they do to you, they said, hey, you can have your annual performance appraisal. What is a performance appraisal? It's an evaluation, right? They try to evaluate your performance. They want to tell you how good you did in reference to the job that you do, the test that you do. They also want to tell you how maybe there's room for improvement in some stuff. And I'm not going to call it how bad you did, but I'm trying to tell you. So they're pretty much evaluating you. So I want you, with this reflection, to reflect in the year, and you do a self-evaluation. What happened through this year for me? Where I want to be next year? What I did not accomplish, but I had in my mind to accomplish at the same time. So this is just a quick, something to share with you. And then the quick announcement is, this Thursday, I believe, there will be another Board of Education protest that you're familiar with, that it is catered specifically for the opt-out of that gender identity issue that we've all been living with our kids. And why I'm sharing this with you, because I know it's been reported and noted not only in our WhatsApp group, because I work in Rockville District. My job as a police officer is within the district of Rockville. What is that district of Rockville means? The Board of Education is in Rockville. I'm giving you a little tip. And then, what did that mean? It means the number of people, in case if you're not aware of it, that they've been witnessing, that they've been coming, that they've been protesting in the past for this particular event in every Board of Education meeting has been increasing dramatically, big time. Why? Because alhamdulillah, us Muslim, we decided to initiate something, and that's great. We the one who decided to poke the Jewish, the Christian, the non-Muslim, to get them involved in that issue of gender identity, because like us, or like some of us, most of them were also not aware of it, not aware of what's going on in the public school system. And this is an issue because we don't have a substitute. We're not that great that we can say we have plenty of Islamic school, and we're not that great that even within the Islamic schools that we have, we don't have affordable. Let's just be honest about it. Not everyone can afford putting their one child or two kids or three kids in Muslim schools because it involves the cost, and that's normal. That will involve a certain fee. Back to the reason I'm sharing this with you. The Board of Education opened a special overtime order by the county government for the police department. We will be working a detail that is covered also by something they call the CERT team, a special response team that is actually used for protesters. What does it mean to you? Means next time that if you are attending one of those protests, you're going to see a lot of police around. And I'm sharing this with you not because I'm expecting trouble. They are expecting trouble. They're expecting trouble because of the number of people that it's been increasing lately. Because those numbers, again, has not been limited only to the Muslim, which alhamdulillah has been increasing, but it's been added by other people. So they created an overtime detail for every single meeting with the Board of Education. So something to keep in mind. You gotta control your behavior. You gotta control your manners. Someone or something, it might get you upset in a protest scenario. You are there to make a peaceful statement. You are there to ask and requesting for certain rights based on, alhamdulillah, your Muslim beliefs. But we're not there to get in a debate about how good or how bad or what is halal and what's haram when it comes up to LGBTQT or homosexuality or gender identity. We're there just to make a statement that we have the right to opt out from a certain classes that's being mandatory now to teach our kids. Right? And then the last part that I want to share with you is the ruling. A ruling that I just want to explain it to you. And I'm going to try to explain it in two different ways. And I'm going to take some Arabic words and I will translate those Arabic words. So there's a ruling. It says, Al-Maysur la yasqut al-Ma'sur. What did that mean? Says the easy task does not drop like the hard task. And I'm going to explain it in another simplified ruling. And the other simplified ruling is ما لا يدرك كله لا يترك. And there is a couple of finishing to this statement. But I'm going to say it. ما لا يدرك كله لا يترك كله. I'll explain that in a second. If you cannot accomplish the whole task, don't leave all of it. I'll explain that to you and we'll try to apply it in our life, daily life at the same time, because this is important. And if you grasp this, if you understand it, I think it will help all of us. And there's another word that says ما لا يدرك كله لا يترك كله. If you can accomplish the whole task, even a little bit of it will be okay. And it could be in another word that ما لا يدرك كله لا يترك جله. That if you can accomplish this whole task, you gotta grab the cream in the top, even if it's a little bit, the top part, even if it's a little bit of that task. So what are we talking about here? What we're talking about here is that you have in your mind something that you would like to accomplish. It doesn't cancel the whole task if you cannot accomplish some of it. So let's give you some examples. So I'm in the middle of Hajj, right? And in Hajj, in the sa'i between Safa and Marwa, there's something they call al-milayn al-akhdarain, a little two green marks where men will be rushing between those two green marks. Women don't run, but men, they actually run, right? And this is a sunnah. This is something sunnah prefer to do. And you know that your sa'i is done 7 times. In a meaning that for 7 times you will be passing by those green marks, and for 7 times to follow the sunnah you will be running, you will be rushing between those green marks. What happens if I forget? So I'm starting my sa'i. I'll give you an example. And I forget to, for example, do the run. Would I continue my 7 sa'i, my 6 more sa'i, because I forgot the first one, without doing the runs, or would I bring the run in the next 6? A common answer will be, no, bring the run in the next 6. So I could not accomplish the whole task. Here's the part, the application of the ruling, because that's what I want you to understand. I could not accomplish the whole task of running between those 2 marks for the 7 sa'i area. But I still could and were able to accomplish running for 6 times. Or maybe I forgot twice, so I accomplished 5. Or maybe I forgot 3 times, so I accomplished 4. What I'm trying to tell you is, if you get a task, try to catch as much as you can from that task. What is another example? What happened when you leave your house, alhamdulillah, with an intention to coming in here? Let me just give you the example of Salat al-Fajr today. And alhamdulillah, you get up early. Alhamdulillah, you adjust your alarm. And for whatever the reason, you were late. You were late to come here before Fajr, and you did not pray your 2 sunnah, the 2 rak'ah. ركعتي الفجر خير من الدنيا وما فيها. Those 2 rak'ah before Fajr is better than this entire dunya and whatever is included here. So those 2 sunnah are important. So you did not pray it at home, and you come in here, and you came in here when the salah is about to start. So I did not make those rak'ah. What is a better behavior? Shall I move on and pray Fajr and forget about those 2 rak'ah, so I could not accomplish that task? Or shall I pray those 2 rak'ah after? You can't pray those 2 rak'ah after, right? Even if you pray after, and it's actually most likely, hey, there is no prayer after Fajr. Yes, even if there is no prayer after Fajr, but you manage to accomplish those 2 rak'ah right away after you finish up, you completed your Fajr prayer. Where is this coming from? Where is the ruling coming from? The ruling is coming from لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not asking you to do something unless you are capable, able of doing it. فاتقوا الله ما استطعتم. Have taqwa to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in which way that you can, that you're able. If you look around at all of us, our ability will be different. Some of us are a little older, some of us are a little younger. Some of us may be not as motivated, some of us may be as motivated. But all of us, we are in agreement that you feel like that you would like to accomplish something. If the Prophet ﷺ order us to do something, we'll do as much as we can. Because when we say as much as we can, because that ability part will be different at the same time. A simple task that we were talking about with the whole push-up groups that someone here started. And we came up with numbers, and I'm not sharing with you the numbers, but just to make it an example of non-Islamic related, but just an example. So you came up with a number of push-ups, for example, to do. But some of us not able to do that number. Maybe I cannot do during or in the whole day a certain number of push-ups. Can you lower it? Can you participate? And in that case, you will be better. Or you can say, I'm not doing this at all because I cannot do the 75 push-ups or the 100 push-ups a day. And I'm just simplifying things to you. Which one you think it will be better for us at the same time? Maybe my ability is only to do 10 push-ups a day. And I'm fine with that part. But which one will be better? Can I still continue to participate doing 10 push-ups a day? Or I should say, I'm going to quit. I'm not doing any of this because I cannot accomplish the goal of the 75 or the 100 push-ups a day. So take that concept really well. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he had a group of people visiting him one day. And they came in after Zuhr prayer, right after the completion of Salat al-Dhuhr. And those group of people, he's supposed to host people. And they had haja, they had a need, they had a discussion to talk to the Prophet ﷺ. So he sat down with them and he talked to them, and they continued the talk till Asr time. What he did not do after Zuhr, he did not pray the 2 rak'ah sunnah after Zuhr. So he prayed Asr. And this is the first, but this is happened. And then he prayed the sunnah of the 2 rak'ah. That one of his wives came to him and she was trying to talk to him while he's praying after Asr, to remind him, hey, there is no prayer after Asr. But he continued his prayer. And what is this? What he's trying to tell us is, he said, he did not want to let those 2 rak'ah of a sunnah go. Even if it's not mandatory. He was trying to make a statement that he still would like to accomplish those 2 rak'ah. What happened if you have a habit of waking up in the morning every day, alhamdulillah, mashallah, you got your alarm set, maybe at 3 o'clock, maybe at 2 o'clock, and you wanted to make some qiyam al-layl, you want to pray some nighttime prayer. And one day, because you're tired, because you exhausted, because maybe the alarm did not work that day, you happen to wake up still, alhamdulillah, but only for Fajr. You did not have enough time to accomplish your nighttime prayer that you normally do. Can you make it up? Well, back to the ruling. ما لا يدرك كله لا يترك كله ولا يترك جله. If you cannot accomplish a certain task, that whole task, can I do something else that I'm able to do? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, opened up so many doors. If you planning to wait today till duha time and pray 2 rak'ah, alhamdulillah, it could be in a reward of a umrah or a hajj. Because you're sitting down and listening or reading your book or making zikr or making tasbih. You got doors to open. Maybe I'm not the person who can afford going to hajj, but maybe I have another opportunity here that is simplified, that is maybe something small that I can do, that maybe I won't be able to do it every day, but I'll be able to do it in my day off. So keep that ruling in your mind. Don't get discouraged if you miss a sunnah, or then get discouraged if you're coming in late for a prayer. Try to have that goal and to continue at the same time. The best action is when you motivate yourself and you try to be self-motivated at the same time. So remember the ruling. ما لا يدرك كله. You cannot accomplish the whole task. لا يترك كله. والله ريت لك كله ورجله. If you cannot accomplish a whole task, at least you can accomplish what you can. Don't leave all of it. Also, fasting. Does some of us want to do volunteer fasting? Maybe. We talked about the month of Muharram, inshallah, it's coming. And we talked about the Tasu'a and the Ashura, the 9th and the 10th of Muharram. My mother-in-law, I've shared this with you. She's 77. She said, I can't fast a day over Ramadan. I said, why? True story. I'm just trying to get you the picture closer. She fasted Ramadan days, or 30 days, 29 days, whatever the mandatory days, and she said, I'm not fasting any other days. And I said, maybe you would like to fit in Yawm Arafah. I'm giving her an option. I did not ask her to fast Mondays and Thursdays and the 13 and the 14 and the 15 of each month. I did not ask her to fast the 6 days of the Hijjah, or maybe the Tasu'a or the Ashura that we were just talking about. What I'm trying to tell you is, if you're not fasting any days of the Sunnah fasting, maybe there's some days of the Sunnah, within the Sunnah, are still precious days that you can get. Maybe you can fit that extra day of Yawm Arafah. Or maybe you can add that extra day of Ashura at the same time. Maybe I can do the 10th only because that's all what I can do. Maybe I cannot combine the 9th and the 10th together because that's what the Prophet ﷺ said that he will do, just to disagree with Jewish people because they only used to fast the 10th at the same time. So try to apply this ruling, inshallah, at anything in your life. I know I took too long. Jazakumullah khairan. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.